Remastering and remaking maps in video games, love it or hate it, it's here to stay in this ever-growing, cash-grabbing gaming market, and you and I are gonna eat them up. But what if I told you that remastering and remaking maps for games like Halo and Call of Duty are way worse than they are good for their respective franchise? Now, you might be thinking, oh yeah, Clambo, we know it's bad, obviously. Oh yeah, do you? No, you don't. You know why? You're watching the video, aren't you? Got you. All right, before we get into why remastered and remade maps can be bad for their respective games, I want to get into exactly what I think a remastered / remade map is, because there are a few gray areas that I would say don't exactly fall into this category, but then there are some that do. So I just kind of want to explain what I think they are. Now, just like right off the dome, what are the maps you think of when you think of remastered and remade maps? I think of maps like Modern Warfare 2's Rust that was remade in Modern Warfare 2019, or Jungle from Black Ops 1. I remember it being remade in Black Ops 4. It was like a total remake, but it was like a remaster. But even thinking of these remakes, Halo is included in this too, like Ragnarok, which was a remake of Valhalla, but they made it in Halo 4. There aren't really as many outside of Call of Duty and Halo that have this sort of phenomenon, but there are quite a few that I'm sure you probably thought about. But then there are maps like Nuketown, where it's been in every iteration of Black Ops since the original Black Ops, which kind of begs the question, what exactly is a remaster or a remake? Because I don't think any of you probably thought of Nuketown as a remaster. Technically, Nuketown has been remastered and remade every time a Black Ops game came out, but we all just kind of consider it a staple of the Black Ops title, which it is. So I think remake and remaster are a little bit more nostalgia markety than just having a map redone multiple times. Typically, a remaster or a remake is when one day, boom, game comes out with a banger map, and it hasn't seen the light of day since. Until one day, 10 years later, boom, they bring it back with updated graphics or a new gimmick to fit the current gameplay of the game that's out at the moment. Something I immediately thought of was Nuketown in Black Ops 3. It gave you a wall running spot, which was the new gimmick for Black Ops 3 because you could wall run and wall jump and shit like that. But obviously in Black Ops 1, you couldn't do that shit. So that's what I mean by remake with a new gimmick for the new game. Now, I'm using the terms remake and remaster interchangeably because I think they're done for the most part for the same reason. I'm not going to get into the specifics of those two terms because that's a whole nother video, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to use them as the same thing right here. But the thing is, with these remakes and remasters, you buy that shit. You buy into it because you remember it as a kid and you would love to relive it again. Look, whether it be a movie or a game or specifically a map in a game, we all fall for this. We all fall for it. So for the sake of this video, the rough definition of a remastered or remade map is a map that has been reintroduced into a franchise after not seeing the light of day for, I would say, at least one iteration of it. For example, the Pit in Halo 3, that was brought back in Halo 4 as Pitfall, but it was the same map. However, it wasn't in Halo Reach in any way. Even this definition is a little shaky because we have maps like Zombies maps. Nocturne Toten was technically in every single Treyarch Zombies game, except for Black Ops 4, in some degree. However, I would say that the Black Ops 3 version of Noct is the remake or remaster, since it was packaged with Zombies Chronicles as a whole, relive the original maps with updated graphics. It starts to get into that whole remaster might mean updated graphics, but I mean, hey, look at the Master Chief Collection. That didn't really improve any graphics, but technically that's available in 60 FPS. All the maps that were in the original Halo games you can play just in 60 FPS. It's a lot of technicalities, it's a lot of gray areas. I don't know if you can call it a remaster or not. I can go into this even more, and I will. So many different examples of what you could technically fall into a remaster or remake, like fucking Fortnite. Fortnite has fucking Blood Gulch. I mean, you could say that's a remaster for a different game. I think you guys are starting to get what I'm saying. It gets really convoluted and confusing when you start labeling things this way because it kind of varies per map and per game. Now you guys are starting to see the main point of my video. Remakes and remasters are dying. And by that, I mean the terms remake and remaster are dying. It isn't the same as what it used to be. They're dying because everyone is doing them all of the time. When everyone's doing them over and over again, it gets harder and harder to classify it as its own thing. Remakes and remasters used to be kind of a special thing that happened when the wants of the gamer met the wants of the developer. Nowadays, they're just throwing in these old maps and using them as if it's new content. I don't know how I feel about this. I've never seen it get this bad before. Basically, Modern Warfare 3 is going to be launching this year, but it's going to be launching. The core multiplayer is going to be launching with 16 of the original Modern Warfare 2 maps. I don't know how I feel about this. Is it cool? Yes, but where's all the new content? We've already played these maps. Look, I'm not one to complain about, you know, a remaster of classic maps that I love from the past. But it's like, this is a new game that's going to cost $70. And I'm playing maps that I've already played before from the core multiplayer. Shit, they might as well just made Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer. This is like the Halo 2 Anniversary multiplayer. The maps were remade and they looked great, but it was made in the Halo 4 engine. So it just looked like Halo 4, Halo 2. Like, it was really weird. I had my next bit of the script of this video talking about how they're fucking everywhere, but like this is it right there. I don't have to tell you. This just shows you. Nostalgia marketing is truly something to behold. You know, remakes and remasters, I'd say, were originally made to improve the graphics of an old beloved map for the current game. Nowadays, the difference between graphics in 2018 versus 2023 is not as large as the difference between graphics in 2010 versus 2015. Like, you don't need to remaster maps like that because the graphics nowadays are just as good as 3 or 4 years ago. Obviously, there's some differences, but not enough to warrant like remastering. Now, I know the Modern Warfare 3 maps that are going to be coming out at the end of the year, a lot of them it's been like like plus 10 plus years. So sure, but I don't know, it's so weird. You got maps like Backlot, Scrapyard, Hard Hat, Shipment, Caspian Border, No Shark Canals. Don't even get me started on Shinonuma. Man, I swear to God, if I see Shinonuma again, I'm gonna fucking lose it. One of the core zombies maps in Vanguard was a remake. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I guess Shinonuma was a little different in Vanguard, but look, I ain't about to sit here and defend Shinonuma, like, from Vanguard. Are you kidding me? Man, and don't even get me started on, like, Halo. You can literally make any map you want to. The devs gave the community these tools to create anything they wanted, and even made a community playlist to show them off. They chose to do a Forge remake of the Pit from Halo 3. They should have just let the community do it as opposed to just wasting time on a nostalgic map and a cash grab. Like, they didn't have to do that. They just made it a huge deal because it's like, whoa, you know this map, it's the Pit. When the map was announced, nobody wanted it because we want stuff that is new and original. All right, you guys get my rambling, you guys get it. You're starting to get it. But this is the part of the video where I have to say, and I'm sure I've said it before, I do not dislike remakes and remasters. To some of you guys, that might be a shocking revelation to behold after hearing me rant on this whole video. I've said this in one of my previous videos. Remakes and remasters aren't inherently a bad thing at all. It potentially gives someone who didn't experience a map or a game when it originally came out on an old, obsolete console the chance to experience it on a game that is currently in its peak lifespan. I very much enjoyed maps from Modern Warfare Remastered because I never got the chance to originally experience them in the original Modern Warfare. I wasn't allowed to play Call of Duty around that time. So I can get why lots of people appreciate maps when they're remade into a new game. But there comes a time when it's clear that these maps and stuff brought back aren't being done for fan appreciation. They're done to be like, oh, you remember this map everyone loved, right? Well, here it is again. Please come back. Do you think it was a coincidence that both the Pit and Shinonuma were introduced when the series was seriously struggling? Like, look, I think I made my point here. But going back to the Modern Warfare 3 thing, I think it's really cool that they're remastering all the maps for the game. And I know they're going to add more maps, like new maps later on in the game, but it just feels really weird because it seems like Modern Warfare 2 remastered, but it's the new Modern Warfare 3. We've never seen this before. It's so fucking weird. In reality, the idea of remastering and remaking a map has been so overused as a cash grab that you can't even call it remaking or remastering anymore. These maps are just being put into every game afterwards as an excuse to not make any more maps for the game. And it's sad because I buy into it. You know you're about to see my dumbass on Modern Warfare 3 playing some Modern Warfare 2 maps, dude. You know it's gonna do well because it tears at your heartstrings. All right, look, to conclude this video, I always want to come up with some sort of remedy for situations like this and how we can change the behaviors of these giant corporations. The way we fix it is we attack it where it hurts the most, the reason they exist in the first place, to make money. I'm so happy that Vanguard exists because it was just the culmination of Activision being greedy sons of bitches, and they thought they could just put in things like Snoop Dogg and Shino Numa to try to get us back, but man, it really only showed us where their priorities lie. You hit them in the wallet. Don't buy into this shit. That'll teach them. That'll teach them to make things that people really want. The thing is, with Modern Warfare 3, no one's gonna say no to remastered maps for Modern Warfare 3, but the thing is we have to be the ones to be like, no, new content first, good new content first. Then later on the line, toy with remasters and remakes and all that stuff. Think like Black Ops 3 and Zombies Chronicles. They gave us banger after banger after banger in the original DLC cycle. They earned our trust, and then they gave us all these maps that we haven't seen in 5+ years, all in one spot to be immortalized with updated graphics. They didn't just start with a remaster of fucking Shino Numa. It's all in how it's presented. And Modern Warfare 3 is doing a really cool thing by remastering all these maps from MW2, but you can tell that it's being done for a more malicious reason because they're not even bothering with the new core multiplayer maps at launch. At least that's how it's happening during the time I'm making this video. But I mean, hey, what can you do, huh? I hope you've enjoyed this look into this type of phenomenon happening with multiplayer maps and stuff. I always thought this was an interesting topic in these types of games, and I hope that you got some insight on stuff that I rambled about. It's good to be back to uploading again. Fuck. I am enjoying uploading again. I got a few things coming. I'm actually working, finally, on the BO1 workout challenge. It's been recorded, and I'm editing it, so I should have it sometime relatively soon. Relatively. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more to see this type of commentary / content. And that's it. Your boy Clambo is out of here. See ya.